Welcome back to Answer Me This, part of the Fatherhood in Focus podcast and part of the Modern Fatherhood Club's wider resources. I'm Aidan, the founder of the Modern Fatherhood Club, and I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, your busy day, to spend time listening to some of the questions and answers that we've gone through over the last couple of episodes. The last 2 episodes are very much focused on partnership, focused on the importance of the impact the mother of your children is having and not just you. But before we kick off this week's episode, have you subscribed to the podcast? Have you subscribed to the YouTube channel? Have you joined the Modern Fatherhood Club? If not, please do so now. The more of you that like and subscribe to the podcast and join the mailing list, the more content and more resources we are able to create. If you haven't checked out any of our resources, they're all available at themodernfatherhoodclub.com. So we're back after half term. We were lucky enough not to have the new 2-week break, but I'm sure for those of you that have had that 2-week break in the October half term, you have found it challenging. Last week we had a great week. We had a couple of days off and spent some proper time with the kids. And the boys got to spend some time with the extended family, cousins, grandparents. It was, a really nice experience. Back to work this week, back to school. It's Tuesday and the boys are off. Tomorrow they're off too. There's a sewage problem at the school. You literally could not write this. Tonight we went off to the laser light show, which was fantastic, put on by the school. PTA event, helps raise money for the school, which is fantastic. But you get the feeling that we were raising money for the school, but the kids can't be at school today because of the sewage issue. They can't be at school tomorrow. But the laser light show, well, that was on school property. So it's a bit of a challenge. We've got schoolwork to do tomorrow. That is going to be a challenge in itself. I haven't quite figured out if we're going to have to take the day off or just put them to one side and drop in occasionally to help them with the schoolwork. But we are talking 5 and 8. So I suspect we'll be taking the day off and making sure that we keep up with the Google Classroom, because they cannot have another 3 to 4 hours of switch or TV time of what they've had today, because it's just going to drain their batteries, it's going to drain their behaviour, it's going to cause us some friction over the next couple of days. But hopefully they'll be back to school on Thursday and we can get on with the week. That said, we've also got loads of stuff going on in the house at the moment, so the house is constantly a mess. You're very lucky to see just the head and shoulders of me. The mess behind me it's one of those things. You go through the renovations of the house, you have a new floor fitted, or we've just had a media wall fitted in the house, which is wonderful, but it's the uplift and the constant changes and things that you have to think about, and all those things you've got to balance. Also, whilst you're trying to balance your full-time job, trying to balance your business, you're trying to balance supporting your partner, and of course, you're trying to make time and space for the kids. So, if you haven't joined the Modern Fatherhood Club, join the mailing list. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, subscribe now. It's available on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to your podcast. And for those of you that would like to watch the videos, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And now, let's get on with the episode. So this week, we're going to talk partnership. And it's not just about carrying the load, it's about carrying her heart. So ask yourself, when was the last time you stopped to listen? And look, I'm not here to get on your case about how you treat your partner or the mother of your kids. My friend, that's on you. You do you, and I'll do me. I guess personally though, right now, I'm a support system. But the question that I've got is, when we support, what are we carrying? Is it the weight of our own expectation? I've got to do this. I must not react in this way. I can carry this and I can step up here. Or are we clear on the emotional support that she needs? So I wrote something for Terry recently. It was a little deep, but I think we're closing in on a place where you and I respect what we stand for and who we are as men, as partners, and as fathers. Before I share though, I have a question for you. Does she really know that you've got her back? Does she really know how you feel about her and what she means to you? Perhaps, if after you've heard this, maybe you can give her something to remind her of the role that she plays, the influence that she has on you and on your kids. So this is what I shared. I know life's been heavy lately. The house, the work, the kids. I see the conflict. I hear the pain in your voice. I see the invisible load you carry. And I know there have been times when I failed to make space for you, to listen and to hear what's being said. And for that, I apologise. I see the conflict and pull of motherhood. I see the effort you expend, the emotion you carry silently. And I see the pull of presence and a better quality of connection with our boys. I'm a fixer at heart. I see the problem, the challenge, and I rush to fix things. I don't always make space to hold you close or embrace you because I'm focused on the outcome. It's not because I don't love you. It's because I see you, your strength, passion, power, and your will to push on no matter what. I love, admire, and respect you, and at times I'm in awe of who you are and what you're capable of doing and who you can become. I see the influence you've had on me, and I know that you'll always be at the epicenter of shaping the lives and future of our children. When I see you hurt, conflicted, and unsure, it tears me apart. Sometimes I pull you out of the storm faster than you were ready to leave it. Sometimes in trying to save you, I forget the most important thing, that you're powerful beyond measure, that you don't need saving, you need choosing, you need seeing. You need me to make space to listen, to hear what's actually being said before acting. Our children need you and I need you, not just to be a mother and a wife, but to be you and to reach your potential and the very peak of your powers. You deserve the moment in the spotlight and your time to grow, and your confidence and strength will flourish because you have taken that step. You have always been there for me, and I will always be there for you. I choose us, I choose you, I choose them. One thing has never changed, not for a second. You have always been my first choice, not just as a partner in this crazy life as parents, but as the love of my life, as the woman who built this family with me, as the single greatest influence on the boys and me, as my anchor, even when life hits hard. Know this, you are not stuck, you are not forgotten, you are respected, you are heard, you are inspirational. You make us proud. You are showing our children the importance of love, hard work, perseverance, patience, resilience, and respect. To me and to our boys, you are chosen. Today, tomorrow, and every day after. I love you not for what you do, but for who you are. Look, I think you get the point. You can be there. You can be helpful, and you can carry the load and be her support network. But still, she can feel alone. Still, she can feel vulnerable, unsure, and lacking confidence. And to be clear, you can too. This isn't just about reinforcing the message. This is about saying the things that are left unsaid or assumed. I try to carry the load while she navigates this new job. I'd be lying if I said I had it all under control or that I stepped up without making mistakes. By Thursday, I'm blowing. I admit it, but I'm not prepared to back off or lose sight of why I made this choice. For too long, she felt unhappy, frustrated, and overlooked. This is her time to shine, her time to grow, and her time to realize her potential, all with us in her corner. So my role right now is to educate my boys on the mental load she carries, her willingness to work for our future, but above all else, it's to celebrate her and highlight the strength and power of mum. In 2020, I made a vow never again would I leave her to fight on alone. Never again would I leave her to pick up the pieces. The problem, I see it as my duty to protect her and them. But this isn't about provision. Protection for me is protecting her state of mind, her focus, her confidence, and making sure that she has the space to unload. She felt so conflicted in that role. She sacrificed her happiness and self-esteem in a place that drained her of her resources, energy, engagement, and enthusiasm for the career that she'd worked so hard for. She had a choice: sacrifice it all, or be where we are now, flourish, realise her value, be compensated adequately for what she brings to the table, be valued for the contribution she brings to a business. But here's the hard truth. She's always going to feel the pull of something pulling her home. Her maternal instinct is to be present and engaged in everything our boys do. And I think that maternal instinct will always leave her conflicted. Does she choose to sit and sacrifice her happiness and confidence? Or does she choose that path that creates more distance between her and them? All I know is that I trust her to make the decision that has the greatest impact on us, our family, because that's what I do. But that means that I need to be more present for her, more empathetic to her situation, and more aware of the pressure she feels. Because my relationship with our boys is different. I'm here and I play an important role in raising them, but I didn't bring them into this world. And therefore any conflict I feel is always rooted in something different. So if your partner is making a decision about returning to work or taking on that extra responsibility, you are making that step to take on joint parental leave or even take on full leave, please remember this. Even though you're standing there shoulder to shoulder and involved in the decision-making process, are you treating her emotions like problems to be fixed? When was the last time you stopped to actually listen? Are you opting to move beyond what she's saying and head straight for the solution? I know I do. I'm terrible for it. I see the solution and that's where my mind goes. I don't hear what's being said. Sometimes I miss that emotional cue. Look, we've been married for 10 plus years and we've been together for nigh on 24. And still I get it wrong. I see the solution to move beyond that challenge. And that's where I want to divert my attention, my energy. Is that you? How does she respond in that moment when you ignore the emotion and head straight to the answer? Because she doesn't want the solution. She wants to talk through the conflict. She wants reassurance. She wants you to recognize the pain and the pressure. She wants you to let her know that you see her, you see the effort, and whilst you don't fully understand the conflict, you appreciate it and the toll it's taking on her. She wants you to hold the broken pieces with her, to sit in the mess, to see her, not just rescue her. Look, provision matters, stability matters, consistency matters, but nothing replaces presence. Nothing replaces connection. Nothing replaces the feeling that even if I fail today, you still choose me. That's what she's looking for from you. It isn't to answer the question, it's to listen and reaffirm that you've got her no matter what. It's hard to do because you've got a lot on your plate too. And we're wired differently. We respond to pressure differently. We don't feel that same conflict kick in when we sacrifice one thing for another. As dads, we feel conflicted, but we don't fully feel that pull, that energy-sapping need to be there and present with our babies. She wants to emotionally connect and protect. You're wired to practically protect. We're in the thick of it, but from the early days, there's a distance, both emotionally and physically, that's driven by the role we play and the fact that we didn't create life. Our role from the outset is to mold what has been created, to model the behaviours and traits needed for that little person to thrive. It's to shape who they become. Alongside you, her role is to nurture, protect, and shape them. You are both creating a legacy, but when the pressure and conflict hits, her influence and yours can be limited, not intentionally, but through circumstance. Your role is to hear her, hold space, and help her understand the conflict so that it doesn't limit her capacity to be present, so that she too can influence from that position of strength, power, presence, and connection. So now I want you to do this. In the heat of the moment, when she's venting and searching for the answer, I want you to reflect on what you hear, offer comfort before presenting the solution. Ask better questions and listen longer. Offer empathy, warmth, protection, and that safe space. Offer your arms. Bring her in close and remind her that you've got her back. You hear her and you'll work together to find the answers. Remind her, not with plans, but with presence. Remind her that she's still your first choice. Why? Because when our kids see that kind of love, that's when they learn how to build it for themselves. This is leadership. This is your role within the family unit. Your role is to embrace the unique challenge that we face as individuals, but also recognize that partnerships, well, they're built on mutual respect and respect for what you're both trying to achieve. This is fatherhood. It's the ability to engage, listen, and respect the value of those that have a profound impact on the lives of your children. It's about burying ego for a moment and celebrating the woman who brought your children into the world and reinforcing that her value is not diminished because she had kids. Why? Because you both raise these children and they are your legacy. So the final question I have for you this week, well, it's this. Who will she become if you stand by her side, listen, and not jump in and try to fix things? More importantly, what will she learn about herself and about you? And how will that help her show up in the family home? Look, we're all about learning as we go, but don't leave leadership to the outside world. Define your fatherhood journey, protect what's important, and lead with information and confidence. We owe it to them to celebrate their mother and stand shoulder to shoulder with her so that they see the worth in finding a strong, confident, self-assured, passionate role model for their legacy. As always, my friend, write it down. Dive into the detail. Create something so powerful and unique that you cannot wake up and not move toward it. Your change, and any change, must be necessary if it's going to leave the mark it needs to. Because they'll follow in your footsteps. They're going to learn your behaviors, adopt your values, and treat people in the same way you treated them and their mother. Your role is simple. Give it everything you have. Give them what they need. Celebrate the influence of those people shaping their journey. This is the Modern Fatherhood Club. Lead from the front and never underestimate the power you have over who they become. Be transformational. Lead with confidence, power, strength, and pride. This has been Aidan. This is Answer Me This, part of the Fatherhood in Focus podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you've liked what you've heard, please subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel, grab some of our free resources at themodernfatherhoodclub.com. And remember, this is about leadership. The role that you play in shaping the lives of your children isn't just influenced by you, it's influenced by the outside world, it's influenced by your partner, it's influenced by the influences that you allow to shape who you are when they see you. Be authentic, lead from the front, give them what they need, simplify it, and let them see the real you. As always, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you soon.